Yeah, and we're back here, folks. One more map between Disconnected and Eros to see who's going to be able to take this, and it's on Nuke, a map that hasn't been especially kind towards either team, but we'll have to see what they can do. It's a full ramp play early on here for Eros, and nobody's here to contest it. There was only a player in hell, so at this point they have let them in towards the lower site. Delta 9's the only player who can deal with it, and they're not going to clear his corner, so he'll take two, make it three. All right, Disconnected off to a nice start here in this particular pistol round. And Stanislaus now coming back for more. Delta 9, one more kill to wrap things off. Nice 4K for Delta 9 in the pistol. A good bomb plant for Eros, but a surgical slaughter. It's not even really a retake. Delta 9 just killed everyone before the bomb was down.
That he did. I mean, very well held. Close on the corner there. Space was conceded early on over towards the ramp, so they were fully set up for that quote-unquote retake, and it works wonders. What's the investment looking like? Bomb did come down, so Galils will come on out.
$399 ADR for Delta 9. Where'd that one damage come from? Who did one damage to one of those players, and how? I have questions. Did I, like, Glock them in the toe through a door? They didn't have Glocks. USP them in the toe through a door? I don't know how that would have worked.
Possibly. You bonk
These are the
someone with a
mysteries of the
flashbang?
universe, Mimi.
Yeah. Mysterious indeed. Outside? Stanislaus will try and maybe contest this one. Well, at least look to see if anyone's creeping up, but in the time he holds, no one looks, so Beaky instead wants the one to hold the cross stand. Turns to his post, the guard on rotation. And still no information. This is a good setup for a split towards this A site. Stan. Nearly losing his head in that one. And a bit of risk taken up top as well. But Eros, they've given away the game. Disconnected will know how much space they've garnered outside.
It's all of the space. It's all of the space. There's not even a player mini as well, so they're making a double hot play, it looks like. Delta 9's going to kill two. All right, here we go. Delta 9 just kill everybody in heaven. He swings over. Betches to set Delta 9 up for more frags. He's looking for the ace here. Bomb has been planted. Oh, that will be denied. Now Stan has no health. Stan has no health. Remember that engagement outside early. Dropped him down quite low. JT Mythic can seal the deal here. He's hit the shot, and he does it. Stanislaus completely losing track of his position. And that's going to be the round. Despite an incredible effort from Delta 9, 4 kills found. His teammates could not bring down that last player. And that is going to be Eros winning the force buy.
4K on 4K. And still the round not able to be converted. Tough one for Disconnected to be losing, but they conceded so much space on the map. It was the role of Stanislaus to try and at least put a little pressure on the outside. And he put pressure, sure, but he received an instantaneous dink, and then it was just full outside control for Eros. Catapult this into an A hit, and not too much doing when the HP was as low as it was. Now this buy is far less than Stellar. Mag 7, the best to work with for the CTs.
Slow play outside. Eros really taking their time with this one. They obviously don't want to give the round right back, so they'll try and avoid doing that. Beaky, a little bit of nifty movement there with the deagle, but his shots don't really do much for the time being. They'll reposition. High flash. Give them a little bit more space, and they are inching forward. Here comes the engagement. Beaky down for the count. That's outside control established, and Disconnected have moved in towards lobby as a response. Good kill from Stanislaus. It's a rifle. Later for the fight, but shutout still here by Squeaky. Does exactly as his name suggests, and that's going to be the round.
Well controlled in that one. Bomb goes lower, clean up towards the upper side of the map. Eros claim one on through, Disconnected. Double eco. And they'll be poor into this one. The buy into the Mag 7 really netted them nothing in that previous round. So a good early start for these T's. Money being built up, momentum in their sails. Where are the USBs headed? Stack towards the ramp, why not? stack it up or run it down. The options abound. They'll stack it, hold together on this ramp side, and Eros will just hold for aggression that is yet to come. Oh, now they're grouping. Going for it. Freshie's on this tight angle. It's not a matter of if he gets someone. It feels more like that's 1 second. The spray's getting wild. Still enough for 3. The AK is recovered, but Spermy was already damaged. The utility will push them back. Eros will have the A site for free.
So now here's the question. Can Spermy hide this AK long enough to take you into the next round? Now he has to just sit here because Secret's actually being held for by Rezion. That one keeps throwing me up. I keep thinking it's an L. Rezion. So if he goes up these steps, he's dead. Or he should be. But if he just sits here this entire time, do they come and clear him? Rezion looks like and indeed he will. So, AK retrieved, nothing taken through, no real harm in that round for Eros, as they will continue to try and run some rounds here on this T side. And it's going to be an investment for Disconnected, but it's frankly not a great one. No op, certainly, and we have yet to get Beaky on the board, so maybe that op will be the solution for fighting outside. Utility is somewhat limited. There is a kit on Spermy.
Something to work with, at least. This Disconnected squad and JP. Well, the contact with Sean forces up at sight. Freshie claims the first blood on missing. Get another. Molly's to buy time and a bomb to complete. This retake is going to be so incredibly difficult if you even want to commit it. On the Disconnected side, $0 for Stan. Just over $100 for the other two. It has to be a save, really. Nothing doing.
Yeah.
Eros keep 5 alive in this one.
I gotta say, I'm really liking Eros' T-side right now. It's looking the best T-side we've gotten from either team so far this series, I would say.
Yeah.
They're just running some strats, but they're running them decisively, and they've got the utility set up, and they're playing off of the util, and they look drilled with it, right? It's like that upper take. They throw the Molotovs they need, they throw the flashes, and they're out, and it works. You get the couple of kills, you get the bomb plant, you got the site. We saw it. Even that pistol round, right? They lost that pistol round, but they made a decisive ramp play. They found the weak spot in the defense. They got a bomb plant off. But Delta 9 got a 4K. They couldn't have planned for that. But, you know, it's looking a little more put together than we've seen from some of the T sides so far, and that's what you're looking for here. Helps also that Freshie is 6-3. Certainly does help.
That does tend to help out. Surprisingly, though, on the other side, it hasn't helped that much that Delta 9 is 8-4.
Well, yeah, but he's
and
the
also
only one.
That Beaky's 0-4 and Silas is 0-3.
Delta 9's gotten 2 4Ks and they only converted one of the rounds.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's the entirety of his kills.
That's just pain and suffering there that you don't win the conversion on that. That's really where the trouble started, and
the problem
gotten
is
much better yet.
Now you're in that hole of the CT side where all of your money's going into this round.
Yeah.
You're going to be in a kind of a rough spot here. Stan will have a rifle. It's down on the dirt. And if Eros win this round, then you've got 5 rounds already up against you on the T side. And your money's not going to be good in the next. You're going to have to eke out one more. You're presumably going to be conceding 6 rounds T side right off the rip before you even really get a chance to contest. This has been a rough half for Disconnected. Kind of the nature of the business when you lose the second round force after winning the pistol.
Indeed.
But this is a particularly brutal example of that phenomena.
Must win here, really, for Disconnected. Swing that momentum maybe just a bit back in towards their favor. Zeros. They'll just hold in the lobby for now. They want to work this one over towards the ramp, and it's Silas the man to hold. Lots of pressure soon to be upon him. He hears the players trundling down, and he's just going to be forced to concede. Molly should be able to buy time, and Stan will work his way back on in. Where does Silas go? Do you run back deep? Do you hide close for dark? Do you re-push back the ramp? Try and find some information? There are options. They all have an inherent risk, but outside shutout. Claiming space of his own. This is a lot to work with, so now maybe, if you're Eros, you double back. Take this one towards A. You could even split it up towards Heaven. You could pinch. But it all relies on Stanislaw. If he can shut down, shut out, well, things get a little bit better with shut out. Oh,
Shut out.
does
Oh,
not check
no.
it. Should be a free for Stan. He's waiting for this one for the moment. It will reward 4-3. Stanislaw sprays away and should be able to deny this round. Still, there's a reply, and it's double Freshy now on this pinch. There's a man, though, still on the site. And Rezion, he's just taking them all. 3 frags on the entry. A round that never should have been this close is now swinging the way of Eros. Locked out is disconnected. Only 2 flashes to work with in the utility department.
They're going to group up. They're going to go through mini. Freshy's position should be pretty good to hold this. Thrown out with guns blazing. There's going to be one. Rezion can't quite trade. He knows where the player's coming from. He might just get wrapped, and whoa, he's ready for it because Beaky jumps around the corner, trying to get a move on, knowing that time was short. And, well, turns out jumping, not very good for accuracy in the game of Counter-Strike. So that's going to be Eros' round.
What a theft that we just witnessed. Rezion stepping up with 3K, just bounding his way up the ladder, finds the site for Eros. And now that's a reset point for Disconnected's economy. They're back down onto the Deagle. Sure, the loss bonus is full, but he can't muster rifles off of this one. Worst case scenario for these CTs.
Eros going to hold to see if there's a lobby crunch coming through. It's what a lot of teams like to throw at you in these kind of rounds. Not disconnected, though. At least not at the moment. They're pretty much going to sit. You've got 2 players in towards ramp, 2 on the A site, 1 peeking in towards hut from that A site, and then a mini player. So if this is an outside play, there's obviously not a whole lot they can do to contest it. But it's not an outside play. Stick in towards lobby. And it looks like they're thinking about making their move out squeaky door. If I had to guess. No, okay. Ramp instead. So this actually works out decently into the setup here. Goes down, but they're past it. Beaky just blind firing. Does manage to get some damage, but he's lost his teammate, and that's the lower site. They are wrapping around, so they may be able to find an AK on this approach. The question is then, do you commit that AK in towards the retake, or do you just save the gun? I haven't found the gun just yet. So this bomb's going down. Not quite sure where that rifle wound up. If Eros had the presence of mind to stash that gun... No, there we go. They found it. Alright. AK in. Going to attempt this retake. There are 2 players low. It's not the worst thing in the world. But Eros are giving them nothing. No fights. As I say that, of course, Omniscient peeks in. It's a little bit of a check.
3v3 still.
Gets his head ripped off.
Has an opportunity here, but it's a player in dark that's yet to be checked. And now, well, that's the only man left. Shutout. How much can he get from this? To spray away for the first nade. Pin doesn't even pull. Defuse, it'll be close, but there should be time. Somehow, some way, these fights were given away. Eros overswings it. And they lose the round as a result. Oh,
How is
that is
the round they concede? How is that the round they concede? I think if Omniscient hadn't given them the fight, they wouldn't have even gone for it.
Yeah.
To be quite frank. But then they move in, and they just win every single fight, pushing back through. So, unfortunate there, to say the least.
Well, out towards A they go. Eros fight forward. Freshy damage, but the first blood is drawn by JT. Molly for Stanislaw won't find too much as Molly finds himself at his feet as well. So he's connected again, working onto this retake game. And well, there's another nade to work with. It'll find nothing. Flash forward, Stan drops down, great taps. Finds the first and second vet, and JT is forward of this. Needs something more. The HP is low. He's cut down to 1, and Stan continues to claim impact. But now he's alone. Last man standing. An AK recovered. Magazine to work with in this one. The information is limited. Tap on the bomb smoke. He'll force the fight. He'll win the first one. Stan's making this duel to take the ace, and he spotted the final opponent, but he cannot quite find the shot. Shutout denies.
Shiny attempt there, though. Shiny attempt. Eros making up for their blunder, shall we say, in the last one. But that blunder did mean that there's actually quite a bit of money in this round for Disconnected, and Disconnected is going to make the decision to invest in. Ooh, or are they? Yes, okay, they are. I was going to think they could actually get up a couple of guns and then still have 2K or above 2K on every player, but no, they are. They are going all the way in, which makes sense. It is very important to start to get some dang rounds here because, oh, it's not looking good on Nuke. And it is Nuke. Of course, we do expect some sort of a defense to be put up here. And so far, been few and far between. Frankly, the round they won probably had no business doing. So, Eros looking to really take this from being a good T side, which it already is, and making it a dang great one, which it is not far off from being. They're going to go for outside control. We haven't seen a heavy emphasis on this from Disconnected, but this time Beaky has an op, and that's a difference. Haven't seen it really so far, but they're already past the angle, and they're already down secret, so we won't be seeing it do much here either. 3 players down. They'll race towards the lower site, and why not? They've moved the bomb in as well. That means that Silas is really going to have to be the point man if they're going to put up any defense here, and Stanislaw, meanwhile, has been lost.
He does find a shot to bring things even back into a 4 versus 4. So towards the lower site, Eros will go, and towards the floor, JT will fall. Silas meant to do the damage, but now he's got top of the catwalk, turns at the wrong time. The flash connects, and Omniscient opens things up with a double. Now, bomb to be planted, smoke to sustain, a swing forward. It's too bold. Eros takes down, 7th now secured.
All right. Coordinated off the hinges. JT gonna get an early kill, but Spurmy just pressing through the smoke. That is not what JT expected. He was looking for the hot wrap, which did happen, but he didn't expect the player to yeet at him through smoke. Expected here. Fortunately, his teammates are more than prepared for players to pop out of the vents, and they will exterminate them. Site taken. He finds another kill. There's a couple guns available to this side. There's the one for Beaky right now. Do they risk it back in? A retake on towards B net them their first round, but this time they seem a bit more hesitant, and with Beaky approaching the lobby, that tells me this ain't happening. Silas really wants to go down that vent to get the gun.
Does he read for it, though? It's a question. No one holding for that, but he's unaware. Eros will be able to convert this one. Nothing further to be tested. This lower site proving to be an issue. And it's another round, just beyond that, where Eros extends fully, practically, on outside. So much space given away, and so much space to be claimed by these Ts. Disconnected. Another opening death for them. It's been a troublesome start to this game. Some of their big hitters who have been, you know, finding impact earlier on, not able to find their stride. Silas especially was looking really good in that map number 1. Now struggling. Same to be said about the Spurmy. Beaky as well. That AWP player who was turning the tide earlier in the series, now not showing up. Something has to change. It has to be fast. The amount of rounds mounted already give the better side of this half to Eros.
Flashbangs in, space being taken here. Disconnected will give it up. And Silas caught by JT, shot in the back here. Wasn't expecting the backstab, but it did come through. That means the lower site's open. Frankly, normally this would already be a save, but considering how down bad Disconnected is, they might try for this one. Kill from the player back in lobby makes it even worse, and they have to spend time trying to clear that out. Do they succeed? Oh, goodness, Stanislaw, what was that check? With that, this has to be done. And indeed, it is. Dunzo. 9 rounds for the T side for Eros. They are demolishing Disconnected on this map. They are battering them right now. Disconnected. Getting ripped apart. And Spurmy won't even take his rifle to the next. And nor will Beaky. Nothing taken through.
Complete shutdown, yet again. Eros just abusing this play. They send it over towards the ramp. They send one outside, somehow lurking up completely alone, finding an unsuspecting CT. I mean, these rounds are just ridiculous. What Eros is managing to pull off on the T side, disconnected rightfully, will be taking a pause to try and think this one through, but in a way it already feels too little too late. A massive amount of rounds. I mean, if Eros completely folded over here, and we went 9-6.5, that would still swing so heavily towards them.
Yep. And I don't think they will.
No. I mean, the amount of momentum behind them is ridiculous. Even with this pause, even with the AWP out, my faith is not high for Disconnected to completely swing this one around. It's going to take something huge if they want to make this pivot.
Look, at this point, Eros have successfully abused the ramp control for Disconnected. They've successfully abused outside against Disconnected. Their fast A takes work very effectively, so you always have to be worried about that quick A pop if you're Disconnected. There's just so many things going wrong. Nothing has really worked, right? Apart from the pistol round, their only successful round was a retake in a deco. Which worked, to be fair, but that was already a round that Eros should have won if you're just going on strats, right? Their lower take was successful. So we have not seen, frankly, a successful hold for Disconnected yet in this game. There hasn't been a round where the way they were set up and the shooting that they did to accomplish that setup won them the round. That hasn't happened yet. And admittedly as well, as is the nature of the CT side, they have had a lot of rounds like this one where you have economic limitations. But at some point, you got to make it work.
At some point, gotta make it work. You gotta make the play. And with the play in this one, it's gonna be over towards the ramp. Silas and Beaky here to hold. Beaky has a lot to prove. See, op again in his hands. It's been invested to flash forward. He'll repeat it. He'll find a shot. Silas as well. Claims blood the second. Not so successful, but Silas, he has the support to hold here. So we'll wait. Hunkered down on this ramp. It's a 1-for-1. The AWP duel, but it's Silas to step up. We needed this man to deliver, and on the ramp he does.
There we go. Signs of life. A pulse for Disconnected. A hold as well. No bomb plant, even. So successful CT round. Hang on a little bit. Need a whole lot more of that, though. It cannot just be that round. Here comes Silas. Omniscient gonna be able to get out. Can go for the vent drop if he wants it. He doesn't, though. They're going on towards A, and there's nobody home. There's a player in Heaven and Mini. But Smokes and Mini. Until for Heaven, they cannot contest this. It's a full 5-on-5 retake scenario. Smoke gonna go up for Delta 9 to allow them to get over the lip of Heaven. There's a player already up in the rafter. They boosted him up, and Omniscient gets a kill. Really nicely done. Offsets their expectations. He's even gonna swing in for more. That's a bridge too far, as an off is now posted on the angle. But I appreciate the chutzpah. Nade's gonna try and sail in, just do something. Maybe get lucky with the nade kill, but no, they've given up the angle already. It's gonna be these players from Mini that need to be the linchpin here. One of them's on an op, which isn't ideal. Stanislaw, big kill. This player blue. He's not doing anything. He wasn't peeking for it. Silas has a chance here. They're run out of time, though. They've conceded the round. They've lost it.
It's all over. 10th found. It was just the clock. Again, this potent killer. The initial defense up towards Heaven was good. Sustained utility for Disconnected to deny the drop from that direction. The boost to find success in the 1-for-1. And then it's AWP's on the retake. Eros had time to set up. Eros had time to hold. They'll win out. As a result, that could have been the tipping point, but it was not. Another soul round claimed for Disconnected. But the loss bonus is big. They saved the double off on through, so another chance, another go. And another opener. Beaky finds one. The trade is immediate. Bomb's on the floor, but will be recovered. And JT has so much space. Down lower, he will go. An opener outside. That's fantastic from Omniscient. Double for the man.
Do here if you're Disconnected? Like, do you really save? Because this happened 5 rounds ago, I'd say yes, but no, you can't really. Kill outside. Delta 9 gonna try and make some moves. He spots the feed as well. They're gonna give him the fight. They don't need to. They could just leave. They do not have to contest this position, but they're going to do so, and eventually Freshly will find the kill. This puts Silas in towards the clutch. He's got an op. This is going to be tough. And he is completely out of position to do anything about this BT. Bomb will be going down. Guaranteed. They Bogdan's lawed the op over to Freshie. The bomb is planted. Silas. Here's the moment. He had the big moment to get them to the third round. Now they could really, really use a fourth. Silas clearing out angles. He is certainly going for it. He's pretty dang committed by the position. The windows aren't broken. Sole case of the windows not being broken means he is absolutely out of luck here. They should not give him an inch. They should not give him anything. And frankly, he should save. And he's going to do so. As soon as the windows were broken, he knew he was done for.
Locked out. It was an emergency. The glass was broken, but just too little, too late. He might even die for it. Hunt is there, but he tucks. Op stays alive. At least that's something. For Disconnected into the final round of the half here, they'll be hit with a mustard investment, but the best you can hope for is 4-11. That is an awful feeling for a CT side here on Nuke.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Oh boy.
It's brutal.
I mean, Eros is just completely running this map. Feels like they can contest wherever they damn please. Outside, inside, ramp, upper, does not matter. These boys will claim the space, and Silas cannot make another heroic appearance. No support in this one. He's 1 for 1. Not good enough. Double molly? Okay. Maybe a bit of a lack of comms there, but at this point, Eros is up far enough. It will not matter. Now, that glass broken. Trundling forward goes the tease. The bomb will be planted. And Spermy will be the first man here. The initial responder for this retake. Pressure from the ramps just on the other side. That's Delta 9 in position there, but Eros is well set up for this one. Bomb is already ticking. They still have a couple nades to work with in this one, and 2 players are contesting this space. Beaky only has an op. If he wants to push down this staircase, it would surely be a death sentence. Omniscient. Oh, he's got the timing. Swing forward, freebie there. AWP, timing not right, so the smoke allows some bit of breathing room, but the flames, it's good, but the time, it's an issue. 1 bit of spray, and this one is all but over. They're sticking, they're holding, and just barely, the time comes through. 4-11, a final breath, a possibility for Disconnected as we head to the half.
And we're back here, and my dog is actively trying to unplug my headphones as we speak. But we are back in for one more half of Counter-Strike, and if Eros win this pistol, well, Mimi, it could be a very quick half indeed, and that's the way to start.
Okay, well, a very quick shot to what could be a very quick end to this game here is a 5-4 already. Eros find themselves stand, though. Taking some space, this is heard, though. He is lumbering, he is loud on that staircase, so Omniscient holds the angle. Should be ready in this one, but all over the map are Disconnected. And down below goes the bomb. It's on the floor now. And now that spacing becomes an issue. It becomes an enemy. And Stanislaw, well, I don't know what he's going to become. Maybe dirt quite soon here because the final frag, it's been connected. 5 left alive. A flawless pistol round. Eros, I mean, that one just feels indicative of this game as a whole.
It really does. It really does, to be quite frank, right? They've just won everything. They'd no bomb plant there. Clean conversion of the kills. Just absolute massive going on. Apologies if the mic is bumping here. It was decided that my lap new destination. But let's see if Disconnected can find a destination for the bomb plant in this round. They've obviously gone all the way in. They really need something to work in their favor here, so it might as well be this deco. And if Eros can shut this down, they inch ever closer to victory. If they can shut this down, there will basically maybe be one gun round before this is potentially over.
Yeah, starting to feel that way. And Omniscient looks primed to be the man to shut things on down here. He'll hold towards Secret. He'll have contact of Rezion. Should this hit Expedite. There's only one smoke to work with, so... Excuse me. Actually, a second there. So the whole cross will be covered. And Omniscient, he'll fight. So Ford finds the first, overcommits to it, though. So that M41S, it's on the ground now. Can be recovered, and BQ will be the one to put things on up towards the lower base head and shot out. Ooh, a little wide on the spray. It's only one to be connected, so even odds now. And Stan wrapping. Good position, but is it good timing? Zion, just on the other side towards the ramp. He'll work his way down lower. You see these T's waiting a moment, trying to see if Stanislaw can strike, find blood, find gold in some way or another. Timing. Oh, it's there for him. Able to find the shot. It's labored with the CZ, so now the pressure is on for Freshy. Boxed out two, needs something, and he gets one. Damage done onto Delta 9. Stand low as well, so this clutch. Oh, it's oh so doable for JT Mythic, and he knows he can maybe try and deny this bomb. He won't be able to in this one, and up above is Stand to hold. Forced by the investment, it works out.
Well, we said they had to get something. Hey, they get it. They get it. Get it with the Deagles. Eros. Right. They basically had the Executioner's axe held above Disconnected's head there, right? And they whiff. They hit the stump instead. Disconnected, give them the old slipperoo. And now suddenly there's a chance to make something of this game for Disconnected. It is a small chance. It is a very slim chance, but it is a chance nonetheless. Much more of a chance than they had just a few moments ago. But Zeus is out for JT Mythic. They got Zeused earlier on Mirage. Seems like he's looking to repay the favor to his old comrade at BT. That'll happen if someone comes in towards Hub. It doesn't look like right now like they're thinking about doing that. Instead, they got one player positioned out by Squeaky and everybody else is outside. Now, outside does afford Rezion a chance to pop off with this Deeg. See if he can connect.
I just want to see something with this Zeus. We've already seen some Zeus tomfoolery. We've seen some Deagle tomfoolery as well. Rezion fancies himself a bit of a tomfoolerer and takes the initial frag in this one. But the trade does come through. Still wounded is Silas, but he has good space. Up above, outside still, on the scaffolding, and down below, it's for me to fall. Another strong shot. Shutout has the angle, and he's got the shot too. JT Mythic now in for support. Freshy, another connection, and now for the clutch. It's Silas. 2 frags already. This would take the ace, but the damage has already been done. And it's a Mac 10 in close. The wide swing for JT. And the round converted. Eagles. That's all it was.
Big moves. Big moves from Eros. I mean, look, they get one back, right? They right the mistake of that they made against Disconnected, and suddenly Disconnected's slim chance to make something of this game is just gone up in smoke. Evaporated. They'll put 2 Deagles into this round. And one of them's already down on the dirt. Not looking like they're going to get much. Try fighting outside against rifles. Not always a great idea when you have pistols. Well, this round is going to go quickly away from them. Nothing happening here. Omniscient. Lure them into a peak, and the rifle will finish them off. 14 rounds found for Eros as they are looking to put this one in their back pocket and walk away with a win in this season of ESL Challenger League.
Certainly look better to do so now, as the buy for their opponent is less than stellar. Dan, CZ, it's a classic, but didn't more than one with it. Even getting one with it, a tall task. This round a must win. Fast down to the vent drop. Oh, Delta 9, he burns. Silas found one, but look how damaged he is. 10 HP. That's an exchange that favors the CTs. No space gained off of that. Heavy utility committed. Now, what do you do if you're disconnected? Work your way back out? Smokes for outside? That's what they have, but there's a re-clear. A push in towards lobby. So much space now for Eros, and they're gonna commit to the flank. JT Mythic, he's pushing further. He's pushing deeper. They're not going for the flank. Instead, they're re-clearing, making sure nothing's going on at ramp, but now that suspicion has been realized that this is in fact an outside play, and JT, he's committed to the play, pushes forward, and should find one for free. No greed in this man. He'll fall away. Let the deceit fall its way into the heads of disconnected. They have so many angles to worry about. And outside, Stanislav's already been spotted. Dink to the head. The CZ needs to get something done here, but it feels impossible.
I really like that they're not giving him the fight. I really like that they're just falling off this, right? The one thing that could go wrong is a silly pistol catches you in the head and suddenly there's another gun down. Be a good hold, shutout, playing on the steps, doing a good job of it. Eventually finds the kill. Now it's all on the stand with 10 easy, and as he picks up the gun, he gives himself away, and he's done for. Map point found here by Eros. One of the next 10 is all they need to convert, and Mimi on the other side, there ain't no money to fight with.
Nothing doing. Another round, another CZ for Stanislaw and Tech9's Deegs. That's all we have to work with for disconnected. Where do they head in this one? Util could allow something for outside. It could allow a quicker hit up towards A. You can hope that maybe someone on Eros gets overzealous and over aggro and gives you a fight. That's not being given just yet. Over towards the ramp, the pistols will head fresh. He has a molly to work with. It's burning away. It will soon dissipate, so now has to make something of himself. Hustles on the box, finds one, the spray for all three. And now the opposite position, the shot will connect, and Cybers will find himself alone through the flames. Rezion will almost burn. But not enough to finish him out, so now the one man remaining at Silas. Good thus far, but it's a 1v4. They already know where he is, and the time is working against him. Ping pong they go, and shut out he is. It will be the finish. 2-1 victory for this Eros squad to close out disconnected, continuing the rough ways here in ESL Challenger.
Well, that was quite a dominant last map. Eros really controlled it all the way through. I mean, reminder, 2 of the 5